Africa Group.
A very good evening to you all and welcome to News Tonight here on UBC TV. First though, let's have a look at our top stories. Yoweri Museveni appeals to the over 10,000 new UPDF soldiers to live a responsible, healthy life. FDC releases political roadmap, urges members to register. Police vows to block National Unity Platform activities until a formal agreement is reached with security agencies. And in sports, Holders Chitara Football Club drove Vipers in semi-finals of the Uganda Cup. Welcome back, and we are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, I'll be joined shortly by Senyomo Yusuf, and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has led the pass-out ceremony marking the graduation of 10,007 freshly trained soldiers into Uganda People's Defense Forces, the UPDF. The significant event that highlighted the country's growing military strength attracted senior military officers, including the Chief of Defense Forces General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, his deputy, and other top commanders of the UPDF establishment. We have more in this story.
So therefore, I'm very happy with the CDF's emphasis on professionalism and enhancing lethality of the army. Also, using the money of the army well to solve the problems of welfare, infrastructure, training, health, and so on. I'm therefore very happy to see all these new ideas, including this one, because in the past we used to spend a lot of time. I remember in 1979, when we were reorganizing UNLA, we had trainees in Kabamba, trainees in Mbende, Nakasongola, and some other places. So with Vinaisa, we had to go to every cantonment to pass them out, repeat the same thing. So here we would have had to go to Labordong, from there we go to Uririm, from there we go to Ruhengeri, and so on. But this innovation by CDF and its commanders that we can do it at one place and we share virtually using technology represents the spirit of innovation and transformation, which is very good for the army. Now, you, the young people, as the CDF told you, this is the beginning of your career. I have been involved with the army for the last 55 years. From 1971 up to now, I'm always involved with the army. But you can't do that if you are not medically fit. Even today, if you need any long walking, I can be with you. You can't leave me behind. So, looking after your life so that you remain fit is fair for yourself, fair for the army, and fair for your family. because it is not fair for us to train you and for your family to educate you, and then the army.
In fact, I contend that to become a warrior is the highest vocation or calling one can have. Nothing I can think of compares or comes close to it. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, the young men and women here have undergone a rigorous training regime since enrolling into the Army 9 months ago. They come from all the districts and regions of Uganda, as is envisioned in the Constitution, which says that the UPDF shall have a national character. We are confident that they have been successfully transformed into effective combat fighters, ready to undertake any military and operational tasks as may be. Your Excellency, the young men and women here also represent institutional renewal, and they are therefore a most welcome and valued addition to the UPDF ranks. With this reinforcement, we will be able to achieve a lot more. However, I should point out quickly to the militants, to the soldiers, the new soldiers, that the end of the basic military training course is merely the beginning of your military career and your military journey. A lot more training is yet to come, and will continue to sharpen you until you are the best warriors.
Now, in a related development, the Special Forces Command also passed out a sizable number of freshly trained commandos to further strengthen the elite force charged with the responsibility of manning the President's security and other VVIPs. Now, let's have the highlights of their pass out at Kasenyi SFC training wing.
There's a trigger target, but protected.
On the behalf of the Commander Special Forces Command, who is engaged with other state duties, I'm privileged to be here today to witness the closing ceremony of basic military training, intake 09, 2024-2025. As we witness our graduation, I want to thank you for endure the vigorous training, sleepless nights, challenging scenarios of military behavior, and today we have reached the climax. I want to encourage you to maintain discipline, respect for your leaders, equals, juniors, and above all, be loyal to Command-in-Chief and respond positively if duty calls. Always avoid subversive tendencies, especially love of soft life, including double talk, among others. Keep yourself fit and healthy. The sky will be your limit. Allow me to add my voice to thank the leadership of Special Forces for their support and guidance toward this course. To the instructors, we thank you for the commitment to serve and being professional in your work. As you all aware, that the Commander-in-Chief has officially passed you out, I therefore take this opportunity to close the ceremony and congratulate you once again for having successfully completed this course.
Now, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Forum for Democratic Change Party, Boniface Bamwenda, has called upon the FDC members to participate in the 2025-2026 general elections, while launching the FDC electoral roadmap for 2025-2026 at the party headquarters in Kiijanangoma. Mr. Bamwenda said some positions have zero nomination fees, while others, like members of parliament, is at 100,000. Take a watch.
To launch the Forum for Democratic Change Roadmap 2025-2026.
Forum for Democratic Change Party in Kiijanangoma has launched the 2025-26 electoral roadmap, showing that the delegates conference will elect the party's presidential flag bearer on 31st July 2025.
To become a presidential candidate, you must be a national leader. Your form also indicates a person to propose you, the seconders, 3 of them, then other 20 members, 20 delegates from 4 geographical regions of Uganda. That means you have to get 5 from the different regions of Uganda.
The Chief Electoral Commissioner, FDC, Boniface Bamwenda, said picking of nomination forms for presidential flag bearer will be April 30th and end 1st May. Then nomination takes place on 5th to 6th May. These candidates will be vetted from 9th to 15th May in preparation for the campaigns. Then a public debate will be held with each candidate given 30 minutes.
And then they start their campaigns on Monday 19th May up to Tuesday 29th July, talking about party issues.
FDC will conduct the exercise of cleaning the party voters register on 26th to 27th May with candidates' agents. Expression of interest for positions of local councils and councillors will be held on 30th May and 2nd to 3rd May, picking nomination forms, while those interested to contest as members of parliament will be nominated on 9th to 10th June 2025.
All members of FDC are free to vie for positions in the party. Whether you joined how many years back, whether you joined some few days back, you all have the same rights. What normally follows, it is now the process, and later on, the qualifications as enshrined in the Presidential Elections Act, in the Parliamentary Elections Act.
He also expounded on the nomination fees for each position.
Party presidential standard flag bearer, 5 million. Only. Yes. Members of parliament, 1 million. 100,000. So there is nothing to worry about nomination fees. They are really cheap. They are really attractive for most of our members to come and compete.
Other positions are for special interest groups, including the older persons, whose expression of interest date is 9th May 2025. I'm Nafka Farida and Sana Anet in Kampala.
Still with party politics, Uganda People's Congress UPC has released a roadmap ahead of the party primaries, delegates conference and the 2026 general elections. Now, those intending to stand for party presidency will be required to pay a non-refundable registration fee of 20 million Ugandan shillings.
Uganda People's Congress Party UPC has released a roadmap to be followed by party members ahead of 2026 general elections. The chairman, Party Electoral Commission, Al-Haj Kazimbiraine Mahmoud, has invited all members interested in the positions of party president, members of parliament, district chairperson, and other positions to pick forms from the party headquarters.
This party application form, when you come here at the headquarters to pick it up, it will be given to you free.
Members intending to stand for different positions in the party are required to pay non-refundable declaration fee.
Party presidential candidate, whoever wants to vie for the party presidency and therefore be our flag bearer at the general elections, that person must be prepared to part with the 20 million shillings. MPs will pay 1 million shillings.
Also displayed are the dates of the party primaries to get flag bearers for the 2026 general elections.
We are going to sit down and set out guidelines that will assist you to nominate a party president or to put a president in place. Then declaration of party flag bearers for both constituency and district city MPs. That will take place on the 11th August 2025. Conducting of census meetings by PEC and other party officials to get flag bearers. That will take place between 18th and 25th July 2025. Then conducting of primary for parliamentary where applicable. That will take place between 8th to 10th August.
For expression of interest in division mayors, district councillors, municipal councillors, and LC3 chairpersons should pick the application or declaration of interest forms from their respective party district office or regional office. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
News Tonight will now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Mikulu Business Expo kumi pilabili mwetano ine komyewo wakati wenazo mwezi mwenda paka 11 Mei Lugugu Uma Showgrounds event service providers naba business endala zonna mwandu bademu ayuna Mikulu Business Expo kumi pilabili mwetano emidala jiri kumitwalo nkaga ino bronze mitwalo chinana ku silver ate gold yakakadde kalamba kogata platinum yakamuchi tundu okuyingira Mikulu Business Expo kumi pilabili mwetano kwa 15 zokka kati wasasula omudala obosasulide ekifo tenti emeza entebe 2 kogata amasanyalaze ne security okumanya ebisingawo kuba 0707 mukaga 20 292 oba 0776 mukaga 20 292 bitendwa mu Center for the Genex Limited Lean Events Crane Performers Chabasa Farmer BBS Telefina UBC Rosie Roots City Bridals Joyce Sonko Textiles Channel Ladies Choice Njuvu Estates Junico Rio Deco Victory Travel Center Tender Gardens Eco Farm Pharmacy Mikolo Magazine ne Pepsi.
Tukwaniriza waka eri ebisanyusa. Eri Wi-Fi buli wamu. Eri speedi za internet ezawaggulu. Eri obukuumi. Eri obuyambi obuli mu ddaala erisooka. Eri okwanguyirizibwa. Tukwaniriza tukwaniriza waka eri MTN Wakanet. Internet yensukulumu eri buli maka. Kyalira www.mtn.co.ug kasali Wakanet. Tukwaniriza waka nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
Life in Uganda today comes with so many uncertainties.
Where will Madam get Kameza if I get an accident and can't work? If anything happens to me, what will Junior eat?
Kale Musa is still in the hospital. Guy is missing a lot of money here.
With a monthly payment of only 3,000 shillings off your Equity personal account for EquiLife insurance, you will be entitled to 50,000 shillings hospital cash per night spent in a registered facility, up to 20 nights every year. And your family will receive 3 million shillings in case of your death. Visit your nearest Equity agent to sign up today or call 0312 327 000 for assistance.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. I'm Rukidi Kiijanangoma. Sign language, it is Senyomo Yusuf. Now it's about that time when we hand you over to the Buza Commissioner segment, where people from the general public, the audience, send their questions to the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority to answer some of the queries that they feel are hard pressing to them.
The next question is from Joshua of Bukasa. And Joshua says, I want to know the tax on agro-business. It is that brief, and agro-business is such a wide scope. There are people who are involved in the actual production, agriculture at a commercial level. They are considered to be in agro-business. And if you're such a taxpayer producing for commercial purposes, you have a big farm, you earn an income from that, the only payable tax is income tax at the end of the year. Whether you're in animal farming or you are in production of crops, after you have made your sales, file your return on how much you have earned from your sales, less how much you have spent in inputs, in labor, and all your costs. And if you still have an income or gross profit, then you'll pay income tax, which is 30% of your gross profit. But the other area that is under agribusiness are those who add value to agricultural products. Either you add value on the milk to convert it into yogurt or cheese. Now those products that are vatable, like the examples I've given, you will, on top of the income tax, also pay VAT because you are dealing in a vatable value-added agricultural product. So that means on a monthly, you'll also pay VAT based on how much you've sold, the VAT you've collected on what you've sold, minus the VAT that you incurred in your inputs. Inputs like power, inputs like packaging materials, they will, you'll pay VAT on them when you're buying them. So the difference between your VAT output and VAT input, you'll also pay it. The other category that are involved in agriculture are those who trade in agricultural products. Maybe you consolidate, pick from farmers, and then you take to the market. Again, the only applicable tax will be income tax when you have made profits from that kind of business. And of course, the advisory services. You advise in agriculture, you are paid consultancy fees. Again, you will only pay income tax, and if the services you provide are vatable, you'll also pay VAT. It's important to note that there are good incentives in agro business. One of the major incentives for those who are setting up factories to add value, you are entitled to a 10-year tax holiday of income tax. And there are thresholds that you must meet to benefit from this exemption. So for foreigners who are coming to set up factories here to add value to agricultural products, as long as they invest at least $10 million, they will be able to get a 10-year tax holiday from paying income tax. So you don't pay any income tax for 10 years. And if you're a citizen, things are even much better than if you're a foreigner. Because for a citizen, as long as you invest $300,000 in any agro-processing facility, you will also benefit from a 10-year tax holiday. Income tax exemption for 10 years. And that is if the factory is around Kampala. But if your factory is even smaller, out of the city of Kampala, and you have just invested $150,000, you still get the same benefit, 10-year income tax holiday. So every citizen who wants to enjoy this benefit, it's available to you, because many times you hear our citizens saying it is only foreigners who get exemptions. No, for agro-processing as citizens, and now we are talking about citizens of East Africa, not just Uganda, because this will apply to citizens of the East African community. You can benefit from a 10-year tax holiday as long as you meet these thresholds. So generally, agro-processing is one of the most incentivized and exempted area. As you've heard, you can only pay income tax if you don't meet those exemptions, those thresholds for exemption, or if you meet them, then you don't have those taxes to pay. However, this is not to take away the fact that if you employ people, those staff of yours will pay as you earn. And you'll only be a collecting agent to charge them, pay as you earn, and you remit it to government.
Buza Commissioner.
And we do hope some of you that are watching have got some answers to some of those questions. And I'm afraid we've got to leave it at that. But up next year on UBC TV is the front bench with Jethro Keseja. And we understand tonight he's going to be looking at how corruption can be fought. And he's going to be talking to officials from the Inspectorate of Government. Over to you, Jethro.
Thank you so much, my colleague Rukidi Kiijanangoma. Now, according to the reports that have been done, the last financial year, 2023-2024, 28.5 trillion shillings was collected. That is from the domestic revenue. But according to the Inspector General of Government, close to 10 trillion shillings is lost to corruption. The question is, what has the Inspectorate of Government done to ensure that they fight corruption in Uganda? Tonight, on the front bench, I do have the pleasure to host Honorable Betty Kamia, who is the Inspector General of Government. Good to have you on the show, Honorable.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really honored. Good evening, viewers and listeners, and I look forward to an interesting interaction with you.
Well, thank you so much, Honorable. I also do have the pleasure to